In music news, a member of the pop-punk band WATERPARKS was accused of being a serial killer. The drummer, who typically keeps a pretty low-key presence, was suddenly slammed with controversy and allegations of being a mass murderer. Luckily, the drummer is not a serial killer, but the bit did begin due to a very real murderer. Unfortunately, the musician shares the name with a Depression-era criminal from North Carolina. He spent much of his early life riddled with legal trouble until it amounted to a murder trial. The late Otto Wood was convicted of second-degree murder in 1923, but escaped from prison multiple times, leading to his own murder by police officers. With this in mind, fans took everything a bit too seriously, posting on social media as if their beloved drummer really was the killer. While Otto was certainly not a killer, in fact, he admitted that a marketing expert reached out to him to ask how he managed to compete such a successful campaign, especially timed with an independent release of music, which is notoriously difficult to promote. More music news. David DRAIMAN says Roger Waters is a monster, a coward, a hypocrite, who is anti-Semitic to his rotten core. In a recent interview with Linda Advocate, Disturbed singer David DRAIMAN, who is of Jewish heritage, was asked about a supposed ongoing feud between him and British rock musician and anti-Israel activist Roger Waters. David said, "He's a piece of work. That deluded old freak, anti-Semitic to his rotten core. Just ask his bandmate David Gilmour and his wife, they'll testify to it. He's been that way for the duration of his life and the duration of his career. It's nothing new. He's a coward. He's a hypocrite. He's a supporter of dictators and dictatorial regimes all over the world. He's an apologist for Putin and an apologist for anybody that's on the wrong side of history. He's a deluded wannabe socialist as well." That's weird. It's like he's a supporter of dictator and dictatorial regimes. That's you support Israel, David. Far-right coalition slaughtering thousands of innocent children. DRAIMAN continued, "Everything that he wrote about, everything that he professed to believe in that was so, even a maniac can create some great work of art. And it's hard to argue with the level of artistry of, let's say, a piece of work like The Wall. But everything that he's trying to convey and express in that piece of art, he has shown himself to be a hypocrite for. I was already losing my mind with him years ago when he was flying around Pig in his stadium with the Jewish Star of David on it. The guy is a bully, and he wouldn't even dare to engage with me. Because it's not about logic and reasoning and facts and reality to people like him. It's all about the narrative. It's all about their hate-fueled, anti-Semitic, just spite-filled narrative that they continue to fuel this narrative of demonization of our people and the state of Israel, their inability to accept the fact that we even exist. He's a monster." When the interviewer asked if DRAIMAN had ever met Waters in person, David responded, "Oh, I'd love to meet him in person. Nothing would make me happier. I'd gladly serve whatever jail time and pay the bail necessary for whatever I could get done within that very limited period of time." Waters has been repeatedly accused of anti-Semitism by Jewish groups and authorities in the U.S., Europe, and Israel. Waters has repeatedly denied all accusations of anti-Semitism and explained that his disdain is towards Israel, not Judaism. He also accused Israel of abusing the term anti-Semitism to intimidate people like me into silence. For years, DRAIMAN has been a prominent activist for the state of Israel, constantly emphasizing the importance of dialogue and understanding. During Disturbed's successful world tour this year, he made sure to mention the Israeli hostages held in Gaza and spoke against the delegitimization of Israel, understanding that now more than ever, silence has become a new form of anti-Semitism. I don't know how you could look at the situation right now and still be a proud Zionist.
Okay, so something that I found was that Roger Waters has been, since 2011, encouraging other artists to refuse to perform in Israel. He has also narrated a 2016 documentary titled "The Occupation of the American Mind," where he stated that defending a country like Israel by operating for collective murder and the genocide of occupied people is not defense.
Well, we looked at the balloon, was the alleged balloon, or the balloon that we're talking about.
The pig?
The pig balloon. We looked at it, and it had a bunch of things on it. It was pretty incoherent, but it did have a Star of David.
Okay.
It didn't look anti-Semitic to me.